Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome all engineering students, especially the students of Khwaja Farid University of Engineering and Information Technology. Dear students, we have discussed kinematics in the rectilinear motion. Today we will discuss in this lecture the kinematic motion in curvilinear motion coordinate system, the same kinetics in the curvilinear, and remember that what we have the formulae and then whatever the application we have done in chapter number 2 for kinematics in the curvilinear motion of the anti-coordinates and r theta coordinate. This same formulae will be used for the velocity and acceleration. Only the forces are to be there. Summation of F is equal to MAT, or summation of Fn is equal to MAN, similarly for r and theta coordinates. So let's start the lecture. This is chapter number 3 again, kinetics of a particle, but in the curvilinear motion. So curvilinear motion, of course, this when you have we have discussed in chapter number 2 that the choice of coordinate systems we make the system easy in certain coordinate system to analyze, and in certain coordinate system it becomes difficult. So we have discussed in the previous lecture of course we can discuss the curvilinear motion in the rectangular coordinates. Of course, summation of fx is equal to max and summation of y is equal to may, where this rectangular coordinate system becomes difficult to solve the problems. We can go to the normal tangential coordinates. Again, the same summation of all the forces in the normal will give you the man. Of course, the normal acceleration in the normal direction, and similarly the tangential forces must be equal to mass times the tangential acceleration. And we have discussed already that an is the normal acceleration is rho beta dot square. You know that what is beta, or in simple words v square by rho. V is the velocity and rho is the, of course, radius of curvature. Similarly, the tangential acceleration is v dot, and v is of course rho beta dot. If I go for the polar coordinates, r theta coordinates, summation of fr is equal to mar, and f of theta is equal to ma theta. We already know that ar is basically r double dot minus r theta dot square, that we have discussed already in chapter number 2, and a theta is equal to r theta double dot plus 2r dot theta dot. R dot, of course, is the linear velocity, theta dot is the angular velocity, theta double dot is the angular acceleration. These things we have already discussed in chapter number 2. So the theory is very simple, but we have done already. So let's go to the sample problem 3-6. Determine the maximum speed v which the sliding block may have as it passes at point A, right, at the maximum curvature height, without losing contact with the surface. And this radius of curvature at this point is rho. Dear students, if you make the free body diagram, of course, the mass, the weight in the downward direction, and the normal reaction in the upward direction. If I say, because the curvature is the here from the downward concave, of course the tangential coordinate in the right, and of course normal acceleration, normal direction will be in the downward direction. So the weight in downward direction and normal reaction, of course, in the upward direction. So condition for the loss of contact is that the normal force N, which the surface exert on this, it should be equal to 0. So summation of f of n is equal to man, and here only the mg is equal to mv square by rho, or v square is equal to rho g, and v is equal to under root rho g. This is a velocity which depends upon the radius of curvature times the acceleration due to gravity. If the speed at A were less than under root rho g, then an upward normal force exerted by the surface on the block, because now the block is in contact with the surface, and then we have a normal acceleration. But if velocity is larger than the under root rho g of this, then of course there is no contact, and there will be no surface reaction on the body. Let's move to the problem 3-7. Small objects are released from rest at A. The small objects are releasing from this point A, right? And here we have a conveyor, and then move at point B, and then moving towards the other position, and slides down the smooth circular surface of radius r to conveyor B. Determine the expression for the normal contact force N between the guide and each object in the terms of theta and specify the correct angular velocity omega of the conveyor pulley, this angular velocity of conveyor pulley, right, of radius r to prevent any sliding on the belt as object transferred to the conveyor. So we are releasing the objects from point A. They are moving, of course, the curved surface, and then there is a motor which is running the conveyor belt. We need angular velocity such that there is no, the object is in contact with the conveyor. We need to find a normal acceleration at any point. So the first job is to make the free body diagram, and then you can easily apply the formulae here. So dear students, if you see here, if I take, this is my body, this is my normal reaction, of course. This is the, this is the normal reaction in the vertical direction. Weight in downward is m cos, w cos theta and w sin theta. This is the radius of curvature, right? Angle theta. So f of t is, summation of f t is equal to mat. So the component in the tangential direction is w cos of theta, which is mat. So at is equal to g sin of theta. That is my equation number 1. Now we can find velocity by integrating. We know that. So v dv is equal to at ds. So v dv is equal to a tangential is g cos of theta, and ds is equal to, you know that is s is equal to r theta. It becomes r d theta because r is constant in this case, because it is a quarter circle. So if I integrate, it becomes v square by 2 is equal to gr sine of theta, or v square is equal to gr sine of theta. This is the v square velocity of the object. Then I go to the normal direction. Summation of f n is equal to man. In the normal direction, there's n minus mg sine theta is equal to ma, which is mv square by r. From here we can find the normal reactions mg sine theta plus m, and this is the of course the v square, which is 2gr sine theta by r. So by summing the terms, we get the normal reactions, 3mg sine theta. Next, my next question is things to find out that what is the angular velocity of the conveyor such that the objects will not slip. The conveyor pulley must turn at the rate of, we know that v is equal to r omega, and here the theta is basically it is let's see, is pi by 2, is 90 degree. So omega is equal to v by r. So I put the value of v, which is under root 2 gr sine theta over r, which is the radius of curvature r at any instant. But this small r is the radius of this pulley on which motor is hanged or attached. So this completes this problem. Let's move to the simple problem 3-8. A 1500 kilogram car enters a section of curved road in the horizontal plane and slows down at a uniform rate from a speed of 100 km per hour at point A, right? At point A, if you see, it is a downward convex, and then it reaches to at point B, which is basically at this point the curvature is changed from downward to upward, that is, and the speed of 100 at A, and it goes to the speed of 50 km per hour, it passes at point C. So the radius of curvature rho of the road at A is 400 meters and at C is 80 meters. Determine the total horizontal force exerted by the road on the tires at position A, B and C. Point B is of course the point of inflection. So we have only tangential component, no normal component. Inflection where the curvature is to be changed, where the curvature changes the direction. So dear students, we need to find what is the net force acting here at point A and at point C and point B. So if I make the free body diagram at here, this is a tangential direction and this is the normal direction, always towards the radius of curvature n. So this is my free body tangential, is a normal. So this is an and this is at, of course, moving downward. So the tangential acceleration is constant and it is in the, of course, negative tangential direction as it is slowing down. Its magnitude is. We have the mass 1500 kilogram, velocity at A 100 km per hour, velocity at C 50 km per hour. Rho A curvature is 400 meters, rho C is 80 meters, and delta S is 200 meters. This I have made the free body diagram for A. For B, of course, the tangential, only we have a tangential acceleration in the opposite direction. But if you go to the C the curvature is become reversed. So this is tangential and this is the normal. So this is tangential, this is normal direction downward, and this is my tangential acceleration and the normal acceleration, and this is A. So we find first of all tangential acceleration, which remain constant throughout the movement, throughout the cruising of the car. So we know the VC, 2AS is equal to VF square minus VA square. So 2AS is equal to VC square minus VA square. VC is known, VA is known. 3.6 I have divided to convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. And total distance traveled is 200 meter, which is mentioned here. And I can find the tangential acceleration minus 1.447 meter per second square. As you know that the velocity is decreasing from 100 kilometer per hour to 50 kilometer per hour. Now the next, the normal component of AN will be different, of course, at point A, B and C of the acceleration. At AN, if V square by rho, we know the velocity, at rho is 400 become. At AN, at B, of course, point of deflection, no normal acceleration, it is 0. At C, of course, at C, AN is equal to this velocity, that is velocity at C is 50 km per hour, and of course the radius of curvature we get 2.41 meter per second square, the normal acceleration. Now for finding the force, we apply the Newton's second law of motion. Let's be at the point, this is the normal force and this is the tangential force, and this is the, of course, the total force acting on this. So F of t is equal to simple mass times the acceleration, we get the tangential force. As far as the normal force is concerned, of course, it is mv square. So ma square, this is the 1.9, we get the, of course, the normal force. And then at B, normal force is 0. At C, of course, it is mass times the acceleration at C, which is 2.41. Now, total force at A, B and C is, of course, simple F of t square plus F of n square at every point. So at A, the total force acting on, total force of the road acting on the tires at A is 3,620 newtons. At B, we have only the tangential component, no normal component, it's 2,170 newtons, and C is 4,220 newtons. And you see this force is larger because at C the velocity is going to be decreased. Let's go for the sample problem 3-9. Compute the magnitude of velocity V of the velocity required for the spacecraft, this spacecraft, as to maintain a circular orbit of altitude 200 miles above the surface of the Earth. So this H is 200 miles, and of course this is the satellite. So this is the tangential direction and this is towards the normal direction. We know that the force of attraction between the satellite and the Earth is, according to Newton's law of gravitation, is Gmme. M is the mass of satellite, Me is the mass of the Earth, and the distance between them is r plus h whole square. So that is the case to solve the problem, right? Okay. So the only exerted force basically is a gravitational force, so which is towards the normal direction. So F of n is equal to Man. We know the Gmme r plus h whole square is equal to m v square upon r is r plus h. And dear students, of course, this terms will cancel out mass, and this one of the r plus h is cancelled. This we get v square is equal to Gme upon r plus h, or v is equal to under root Gme upon r plus h. This is my equation number 1. As we know that the weight of the satellite is equal to the gravitational force between Earth and the satellite. Gravitational force is equal to Earth and satellite. So mg is equal to Gmme upon r square. I can also write Gme gr square. So I can replace this Gme with the more known value, that is G and r square. G is the acceleration to gravity and r the radius of the Earth, and we get the gr square upon r plus h, or r under root g over r plus h. Why I have derived this relationship? Why I have removed this thing? Because now you see this velocity is only the function of h. R is radius of the Earth is constant, and what is the height of the satellites above the Earth? So the radius of the Earth is 6.4 exponent 6 meters. The acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square, or 32.2 feet per second square. H is the height of the satellite above the Earth surface. So we know all the values here. We put the radius of the Earth, right? That is given in feet, and I convert into feet and the miles into feet, and that is the conversion. Basically, when you convert miles into feet, you get multiplied with 5280, and you get the 25326 feet per second or if you have a 7720 meter per second, because one meter is 3.3 feet, or we can get 7.72 kilometer per second. And you students, you will see that it is almost 8 kilometer per hour, 8 kilometer per second, as you have studied in your previous classes as well. So let's move to sample problem 3-10. Tube A, this tube A is rotating about the vertical axis O with a constant rate theta dot is equal to omega, and contains a small cylindrical plug B of mass m, whose radial position is controlled by the cord. This radial position controlled by this cord, which passes freely through the tube and the shaft and is wound around the drum of the radius B. This is the drum radius B. Determine the tension T in the cord and the horizontal component F theta of the force exerted by the tube on the plug if the constant angular rate of rotation of the drum is omega naught. Drum is rotating with omega naught. First in the direction of the case A, and second is in the direction of a case B. So you have to neglect the friction, and then you can move forward. So let's solve this problem. Let's see separate problem 3-10. As r and theta are given, so we use r theta coordinate system to solve the problem. It becomes easy. This is the omega naught, and in the other case the omega naught is in the opposite direction, right? So if I make this free body diagram, so this is the tension T and this is the reaction force in the theta direction, which is mentioned. This is a positive r, right? This direction is positive r and this direction is positive theta. So if I apply this, because this T is in a positive direction of T, so summation of Fr is equal to MER minus TMER is equal to MR double dot minus R theta dot square from the previous knowledge, and f of n is equal to MAN, which is f of theta is equal to f of theta in the direction of the theta, therefore this MA theta is MR double dot plus 2R dot theta dot. Now this is the value of the problems that we have discussed. And here you can replace the value of R and theta dot and R double dot. You can find the value of the tension and the normal forces. Dear students, I have gone through the curvilinear motion in the kinetics, and you have seen and solved some of the sample problems and give you the theory. And you have seen that the previous problem formulae, previous knowledge is to be used only the net force in the radial direction or theta direction or n direction or r direction or x direction or y direction is being used. In the next lecture, inshallah, I will discuss the unsolved problems regarding this topic.